One of the things, and that's why I'm really concerned. Yes.
Yeah, you look at the camera.
Yes. One of the things I'm really concerned about this question of, that's a border area. The president the other day banned the issue of contraband sugar coming through the border. 3 weeks ago, as I've mentioned, there are 8 trucks that were arrested. These trucks were arrested because there was a new OCPD who was brought in. He has not stayed there. He had not understood the intricacies around the border. So he stood firm, and I commend that OCPD, the new OCPD. But you see, the same week, 12 trucks were escorted. And they were escorted because, you see, if the chairman of the sub-county security committee himself has been there long and is superintending on the kind of border smuggling and contraband is coming in, and he closes his eyes, that is the corruption that is heavy there. So officers who have overstayed actually should be moved out. And I'm appealing to the CS, Matiang'i, to move out the officers who have overstayed, starting with the DCC, who has been there for over 5 years. We do not understand how security now can be managed. Now, the focus now of those officers is on corruption. Right now, the public who are demonstrating, you've heard some of the statements, they are demanding the OCS be moved out. Because the last 2 weeks alone, whereas they are implementing the issues of wearing the masks, it is good to implement those issues because it's important for health. But the reality now is that whereas those issues are being implemented, they are focusing on corruption. People are arrested, taken to police station, they give money, is when they are released. They are not being taken to court. People are arrested who, because of the local brew, they are taken there, they are kept there for 2 days. When they bring money is when they are released. Now, the police station being used as a center for corruption, it requires action, immediate action, that the officer there has failed. Because this officer who shot the young man last evening was under the supervision of that OCS as of that time. And she was on her watch seeing an officer killing a young man who is unarmed. It means her focus is completely not security. It is now beyond her ability to supervise those officers. So she should be removed. And I think for us to be able to contain this problem that is at the border, all officers who have overstayed should be removed. That's one of the things. And again, some of these officers are brought more or less on either discipline or specifically they are brought to the border because that is where money is because of contraband. How can 12 trucks and then 8 trucks which are right now there come into the country? The customs officers, the police officers are there, and you are not able to explain how they came in. I'm told the owners have not been arrested up to now. They picked the drivers who are taken to court. Those are small people. We should arrest the people who are involved in that to help this country. Surely we have a problem, and this problem needs the CS Interior, it needs the IG to address with urgency, because we can't keep losing innocent people. We have lost 3 people in Malaba innocently, and to date, no report has been made. And when you see the sub-county security, as I was saying, if it has slept and it is busy on corruption, recruitment of police, there is corruption. The border itself, even now as we speak, those 8 trucks, courtesy of the new OCPD. If we didn't, now, one new OCPD and the rest have overstayed, it will just be overruled. There are many things that will continue happening. So, my appeal is the CS Interior intervenes urgently. The IPOA should intervene in this particular case to ensure that the officers who shot the young man are brought to book. And to ensure also there is no coverage, IPO has been doing a good job in a number of places being able to unearth. Because when a police officer shoots and you are reporting to the station, there's a tendency to do some cover-up. And this is what we appeal to IPO to intervene. The IG should ensure that the truth comes out and the officer action is taken.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Was there any confrontation before the young man was shot? Or was there any confrontation of any kind?
You know, according to the police, I spoke to the OCPD, and the OCPD says he agrees excessive force was used. That is what the OCPD told me. But what he says is that people are arrested who had local brew. They were arresting people who had no masks by that evening at 7. And it was a mass of people. They were full in the vehicle. When they reached the junction where the border borders were, the border borders were appealing to them, can you release these people? There was no confrontation. So until this officer was killed, shot the young man, that is when now the border borders asked, why kill this young man? And the young man was not even in the vehicle. He was outside there. So I think this, of course, where there was confrontation, and this is an armed young man and he's at some distance there, you shoot. This is wrong. If there's any evidence of confrontation, you know, police, are these people armed? They were not armed. Completely innocent. So I do not expect that kind of thing. Of course, I would appeal to Wananchi to demonstrate peacefully. The demonstration should be allowed to continue peacefully to highlight their plight and their dissatisfaction with what is happening. And the government should be able to take action accordingly.
Thank you so much.